Students, today we are going to start our English 2 and the chapter name is the gender and the chapter number is 10. So student, you take out page number 53 and you'll get to see the lesson, the gender. Now, first we have to know that what is gender. Gender is that which divides nouns into two or more classes in terms of sex. And gender is that it is to divide nouns into two or more sex. And here the gender word refers to sex. Now students, you already have got in lower classes that gender are of two sexes. One is known as male sex and the other is known as female sex. Now students, a noun may belong to the male sex or it may belong to female sex or it may belong to either of two sexes, and if it belongs to either of the two sexes, then it is known as common sex. And if the noun does not belong to any of the two sexes, then it is known as neuter sex. So students, you know the gender refers to the sex, and already I told it may be male sex, it may be female sex, and if it is of either both sexes, it may be male also and it may be female also, then that is known as what, common sex. And if it is none of male sex or female sex, then it will be known as neuter sex. Now students, genders is divided into four kinds. Number one is masculine gender. Number two is feminine gender. Number three is common gender. And number four is neuter gender. Masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, and neuter gender. Now, masculine means what? You have to know. Feminine means what? You have to know. Common means what? You have to know. And neuter means what? You have to know. Suppose, students, in your class or in your home only, you have seen your father and your mother. They are not of both the sex. They are of different sex. Your father is different sex and is of different sex, and your mother is of different sex. So student, your father will fall in masculine gender and your mother will fall in feminine gender. Now student, I am going to give the definition of masculine gender. If you have pen and pencil, you can write it. Now masculine gender is that which denotes males. Masculine gender is that noun which denotes males. Means masculine gender is the gender which shows male, and or we can tell that denoting males or showing males are only known as masculine gender. Student, you can take the example of masculine gender. Man. You can take the example of father. You can take the example of boy. You can take example of he got, and you can take the example of milkman. So student, these are what? Masculine gender. Now second is our what? Feminine gender. So feminine gender is the gender which is to show or which is to denote females, or the word or the word which shows females, or the noun which shows females are only known as what? Feminine gender. And already I told that in our house, I gave the example of your mother and your father, and your mother will now fall in feminine gender. And some of the examples of feminine gender are woman, mother, girl, she got, and milkmaid. These are what? Feminine gender. Now students, I think it is clear. Masculine gender is what? Feminine gender is what? Masculine gender shows the man, father, husband, etc. And feminine gender shows the female, woman, wife, girl, etc. Now thirdly, common gender. Common gender is also very easy to understand, student. For example, in a hospital, you have seen doctor, and doctor is there is male doctors also and female doctors also. So when the nouns that do not denote definite sex, means it do not denotes only male or only female, but it can be either of the two sexes. It may be male also, or it may be female also, and that is only known as what? Common gender. Students, you have seen army or policeman, police. In police nowadays men are also there and female are also there. In armies nowadays male are also there and female are also there. So police, armies, all these used to fall in common gender. Student, you have seen pilot also. So pilots, male pilot is also there, female pilot is also there. So a pilot also will fall in common gender. I think student, it is clear now, because the noun which do not denote any definite sex, means it will not denote only male, or it does not denote only female, but it can be either of the two sexes, means it may be from male also, or it may be from female also, and that is only known as what? Common gender. Now student, you take some examples of common gender: friend, teacher, pilot, doctor, scientist, etc. Now, our last is neuter gender. I think neuter gender will be very clear to you. Nouns which are lifeless means the nouns which do not have lives, which are non-living things, and they do not denote any sex. Means it will not denote male also, and it will not denote female also. And you can able to understand easily if they are non-living thing. And if they are non-living thing, then only they are known as neuter gender. So student, nouns which shows lifeless things and neither of the sex are known as neuter gender. Now student, you see your pencil is what? Neuter gender. You have pen is also neuter gender. Eraser is also neuter gender. And you are sitting on the chair will be the neuter gender. So lifeless things are known as neuter gender, which will not be male also, or which will not be female also. So student, it is clear to you now. Masculine gender denotes males, feminine gender denotes females, common gender denotes both male also and female also, and neuter gender does not denote any male or female, and neuter gender are always lifeless thing. Now student, you have to remember the pronouns very carefully. He is used for masculine, he, him, his, himself. Whenever you will tell a sentence, Ram is a boy, so if you are going to use their pronoun, you have to use their he is a boy. You cannot able to use their she is a boy. If you use their she is a boy, it will become wrong. So student, you have to use their he is a boy. So masculine pronoun is for which? He, him, his, himself. Now next is what? Feminine pronoun. Now feminine pronoun, you have to remember she, her, hers, herself. Now I have to tell that what? Sita is a good girl. In Sita's place, I have to use the word pronoun she. She is a good girl. If I will use he is a good girl, it will become wrong. So student, you have to remember the pronouns very nicely. He stands for the masculine and she stands for the feminine. He, him, his, himself stand for the masculine. She, her, hers, herself stand for the feminine. Now next is that what? Common. For the common gender, we have to use the pronoun who, whom, whoever, whomever. Who means we will understand it is of either sex. It may be of female also, or it may be of masculine also. So for the common gender, you have to use the pronoun who, whom, whoever, whomever. Now last is what? Neuter gender. Pronouns of neuter gender. Now for pronouns of neuter gender, we have to use it, its, itself, which. Now for example, you see this is a table. So this is a table I'm telling, and this table is made of wood. So in this table, please, this table is made of wood. We have to tell what, student? We have to tell what? It is made of wood. Now student, turn the page. Now you have to learn this. From masculine, how the feminine is to become. You have to learn. Now you see some of the examples. Masculine to feminine: bachelor, maid, boy, girl, boar, show, bridegroom, bride, cock, hen, duck, bitch, cold, filly, drake, duck, drone, bee, father, mother, fox, vixen, gander, goose, hero, heroine, horse, mare, husband, wife, stag, hind, uncle, aunt, swan, nymph. All these things you have to learn it properly. Student, understood? You have to learn this thing properly. Now next, by adding es. By adding es also we can make masculine. Student, understood? Suppose the example of author will take. And A-U-T-H-O-R, author. And if we will add at the end of the word E-double-S, then it will become what? Feminine. Author, authoress, giant, giantess, god, goddess, hare, heiress, host, hostess, lion, lioness. Now student, it is clear to you, I think, because there are some words by adding E-double-S we can make it feminine gender. Now third, you see, by dropping the vowel of the last syllable and adding es, s. Now you see the spelling of A-C-T-O-R, actor. Now we have to do what, student? We have to drop the vowel. We have to remove the letter vowel, last vowel. Now A-C-T-O-R, in this word, O is the last vowel, and we have to take it out. Means we have to remove the letter O. Now we see how it will become feminine. A-C-T, O already I told you to remove, and therefore it got removed. A-C-T-R-E-S-S. It became now what, student? Actress. Now you same thing you see, conductor. Last O we have to again remove it. C-O-N-D-O-C-T-R-E-S-S, conductress. Now student, you saw or not? Last vowel O we removed and we add what? E-double-S. Now same to director, directress. Hunter, hunter, you see, H-U-N-T-E-R. Here E is the vowel and E we have to omit. H-U-N-T-R-E-S-S, huntress. Next one is, student, you see, inspector, inspectress. I-N-S-P-C-T-R-E-S-S, inspectress. Now student, you see page number 55. Now by adding E-S-S in an irregular way also we can make feminine. Now you see this, see student, duke. Now duke will become what? Duchess. Emperor, emperor will become what? Empress. Governor, governor will become what? Governess. Master, master will become what? Mistress. So these are irregular way. Now number E, you see student, by changing or adding, we have to change also, or sometimes we have to add also a word before or after the masculine. Sometimes the word will come before and sometimes the word will come at the end. Means sometimes we have to use as a suffix and sometimes we have to use as prefix. So first one you see, student, he got. Now he got will become what? She got. Landlord. Landlord will become what? Landlady. Now he got, first one got change, and in landlord second one got change. He got became she got and landlord became landlady. Peacock, peahen. Manservant, maidservant. Jackass, she ass. Bull calf, cow calf. Now next column you see, student, milkmaid, milkmaid. Washerman, washerwoman. Cock sparrow, hen sparrow. Grandfather, grandmother. Bug rabbit, doe rabbit. Granduncle, grand aunt. Salesman, saleswoman. Now you have to see that which used to fall in common gender. Now student, you see, first one is what? Artist. Student, you have seen artist. Male artist also you have seen. Female artist also you have seen. So artist will fall in what? Common gender. But author you have seen. Male author is also there and female also there. So author is to become what? Common gender. Author is the writer. Male writer is also there. Female writer is also there. So author will become what? Common gender. Now baby. Student, you have seen in your house or in other house that 2 months, 3 months, 4 months child we used to tell what? Baby. It may be boy or it may be girl. Then also we used to tell baby. Baby means we understand that it is common gender. To a male boy, to a male baby, to a male boy, to a male boy also we are telling baby, and female girl also we are telling what? Baby only. Now children. Children or child is to also fall in common gender. Cook. Cook you have seen. Male also used to cook food and female also used to cook food, and therefore cook is known as what? Common gender. Now next you see cousin. Cousin is to fall in common gender. Dentist also is to fall in common gender. Doctor, enemy, friend, orphan, parent, passenger, person, people, servant, student, teacher. All is to fall in common gender. Now student, I think it is clear to you. Now I'm giving a quick recap of the chapter. Now gender means you know only. Gender only refers to sex. And there are 4 genders: masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, and neuter gender. Masculine gender will show you the males. Example, boy, man, he got, etc. And feminine gender will show you female. Example, girl, woman, she got. And common gender will denotes both the sex. It can be either of the two sex. And that is what? Doctor, male doctor is also there, female doctor is also there, therefore it will be common gender. Teacher, male teachers are also there, female teachers are also there, so teacher will become what? Common gender. Now last is what? Neuter gender. Neuter gender is to fall under the non-living things. Nouns which shows lifeless things and they do not show any of the sex are known as what? Neuter gender. Your book, pencil, rubber, chair, table, all these used to fall in neuter gender. And you have to, student, you have to read page number 54 and 55 very nicely. You have to learn this thing very nicely, students, so that it will be easy for you to do the exercise which is in page number 56. So student, I think the lesson gender is clear, and always you try to think well. And in your house also you see that if you have brother and sister, then you have to know that your brother will become masculine gender and your sister will become feminine gender. And suppose your mother and father both are doctors, so you have to know that your mother is also doctor and father is also doctor, so doctor will become what? Common gender. And in your in your house you have seen that you have table, chair, bed, fan, all these are what? Lifeless things, means they don't have life, and those things will fall in what? Neuter gender. So neuter gender means only you have to know that lifeless things are known as neuter gender. Noun which shows lifeless things are known as neuter gender. And students, I think you understood the lesson, and you read again and again and try to understand it properly, so that it will be easy for you to do any question from this chapter. At the end, student, I hope that you stay well and happily and be safe. Thank you, students.